look at you here. We all look like drowned rats, but we're here. I am so happy to see all of you. This has really been, like a dream of mine for forever. I mean, everyone that knows me knows that all I did was push. I got to get this man here because we always say we're the largest city in Travis County outside the capital. But we really are. We've got more new voters here, and they gave me this microphone so that I now have the opportunity to tell each and every one of you to find your precinct chair, get yourself in contact with them. You can find me on Facebook and message me, and I'll tell you who that person is. They're in orange vests around here. Sign up to help them, because every vote we get for this man, we have got to have a new governor. I have lived long enough to see Roe come in and Roe go out. And I am not a happy person. I am an angry old woman that wants this man elected, okay? Okay. I am here. I need to recognize some people we have here. We have with us, if she is where I can find her, State Rep Cheryl Cole. I think she is our state representative, guys. Cheryl, she's somewhere in the crowd. We have Judge Stacy Hackenberg, JP, back there. We have one of our school board trustees, Renee Mitchell, yes. Carolyn Boyles, and candidate Lulu Flores is here. Can y'all wave if you're where you can see you? And let me see what I've got. Oh, Jay Kleberg is here. Where's Jay? Yeah, there you are, right behind me here. Yay, running for land commissioner. And Renee Stock, JP candidate. So, yay. Oh, is Andy here? Well, okay. And County Judge Andy Brown got here late. I wonder why. There's no traffic. Good. All right. So my job is to introduce the introducer. And the introducer is our awesome Pflugerville Mayor, Victor Gonzalez. We worked hard. We got him elected twice. He's up again. Go all the way down to the ballot and vote him in again because, my gosh, how Pflugerville has progressed since he's been mayor. All right. And I am now going to turn them. Oh, and like I said, he's on the bottom of the ballot. Go all the way down and vote for him. Okay. And I'm going to turn it over to him now. And y'all got to get me on this stuff.
Thank you, Pat. I'm not going to climb up on the box. I'm good down here. It's hard to follow a passionate, angry old woman, I'm telling you. Pat is amazing, and she has done a lot of work for Pflugerville and the Pflugerville area Democrats. I want to welcome everybody. Do you realize that there are more people here than the population of Pflugerville back in 1959? So, and I have the just awesome opportunity this evening to present the person that will be your next governor, Beto O'Rourke.
Hey, Pflugerville, how we doing? It's so good to see you out here. Thank you all for being out in the rain, for being out for this great state, for being out for our democracy, for doing what it takes for us to come through at the end of the day, because I have some news to share with you all. We are going to win this election on the night of November 8th. We're going to win because we show up for one another even when it's raining, or when the sun is shining, or when it's hot, or when it's cold, or when it's tough, or when they're Republicans and we're Democrats, or they're independents, or they don't vote, or they're immigrants, or they're gay, or they're women. No matter the differences that they're going to try to divide us on, you and I are going to decide to come together and get the job done for Texas. We're going to win because we are fighting for every woman to make her own decisions about her own body, her own future, and her own health care. We're going to win because we prioritize the lives of our kids over the NRA, the gun lobby, or any other political interest in this state. We're going to win because we have the backs of every school teacher, counselor, librarian, public educator. We're going to make sure that we pay them enough so they don't have to work a second or a third job to make ends meet. We're going to win because we care about those kids in our foster care system. 32,000 children who are in the worst run program in the United States of America today. More than 100 lost their lives just over the last year and a half. This governor has been warned repeatedly over the last 7 years that these kiddos come out more damaged than when they first entered this program. But on his watch, it has gone from bad to worse. But dare you to ask him about it. He'll distract you and he'll say, look out for that transgender kid. In fact, we're going to pursue their parents for child abuse, he'll tell us, and take that kid away from those loving parents and turn them over to the child protective services that he has yet to fix in the first place. We're going to win because we're going to fix the grid and keep the lights on and the heat running. Your great county judge, Andy Brown, put the call out to us in El Paso, in the Mountain Time Zone, outside of ERCOT, where our lights still turned on, our heat still worked last February. He said that he needed water in this community because your pipes had frozen, because you were shoveling snow out of your front yard and putting it in the toilet to be able to flush it down. We drove over here to meet you all, and when we showed up, we found everyday people here in Travis County distributing water to one another, checking on the elderly, those who are homebound, to make sure that they are okay. You deserve a governor who's going to make sure that we connect ERCOT to the national grid, that we winterize and weatherize every part of our grid, and those $11 billion that were stolen from us by those pipeline CEOs and those energy traders while folks were literally freezing to death in their homes. We're going to get every penny of that $11 billion back and return it to you, the ratepayer, right here in the state of Texas. We're going to win because we're no longer comfortable being the least insured state in America. We're the largest provider of mental health care services today is the county jail system. We're going to expand Medicaid and bring $10 billion back to our communities. Connect more people with care. Reduce your property taxes because you'll no longer be on the hook for uncompensated indigent care in your communities. You know why we're going to win? Because we're not going to demagogue and vilify and demonize immigrants. We're going to come to solutions instead of stunts. We're going to make sure that for those who want to work in our communities, join family in our communities, seek asylum and come to our communities, that there is a legal, orderly path for them to be able to do that safely. And no longer will this be used as an issue to try to scare people about a so-called invasion or asking Texans to defend themselves and take matters into their own hands. That's how you end up with 23 people slaughtered in my hometown in 2019 by a guy who heard that message from those in positions of power, drove that AK-47 650 miles to my hometown, and posted online before he walked into that Walmart, I have come to repel that invasion that I have been warned about. We're going to make sure that we fix this so that those who come to this country and want to come here legally are able to do so and make us a better, stronger, and safer country for their very presence. At a time that one of our Supreme Court justices that said, after Dobbs overturning Roe versus Wade, next on the chopping block is your right to contraception. Next on the chopping block is same-sex intimacy, literally talking about reviving the sodomy laws in the state of Texas. Next on the block, he says, is marriage equality. I just want you to know, in this state, we are going to stand up and fight for your right to be just who you are, to marry the person that you want to marry. No longer will we tolerate laws on the books today in Texas that says you can be fired for your sexual orientation. They can refuse to hire you for the same reason. You can be too gay, they say in Texas, to be able to adopt a kid right now. And this attack on those who are transgender, I tell you what, it ends in the loss of life for those who are already wondering whether they're in the same state or on the right planet when the most powerful man in this state puts them in his crosshairs. I tell you what, no matter who you are or how you feel or how you were born, you're in the right place. We are so damn proud of you, and we're going to fight for you to be in the right place right here in the state of Texas. We are going to come together on the big things that we can do together. And if you're a Republican and you're here, you're in the right place. Democrats, you are welcomed as well. Independents, this is your home. It's time that at a time of division and polarization and being divided along the lines of our differences, and a governor who's busy telling you who to be afraid of next or who we're supposed to hate on after the last person he told us about, that we find a way to say that before you're a Republican or a Democrat or any other difference between us, we're Americans, we're Texans, we're human beings, and we're going to start treating one another that way.
Bring him that way. I'm just making sure she's bringing him that way.
We're going to win because we believe in democracy. We believe in the right to vote.
On the run, or do you want to come with him?
And there is no way that we're okay with the fact that this is the hardest state in the union right now in which to cast a ballot or in which to register. How last March of this very year, 13% of the mail-in ballots were rejected in the state of Texas. A 95-year-old World War II veteran put his life on the line in 1944 to fight fascism half a world away and defend democracy here at home, had his request to vote by mail rejected not once, but 3 times. I want to make sure that no matter who you want to vote for, that there is no obstacle in your way. And I especially want to make sure that at a time that those in power are choosing their own voters, where more than 750 polling places have been closed down in the fastest growing state in the country, the vast majority of those closures in the fastest growing black and brown neighborhoods of the state of Texas, that we get our democracy back, that we meet these challenges with automatic voter registration, same-day voter registration, replacing Confederate Heroes Day as a state holiday with Election Day as a state holiday. I want to make sure that we come through at this defining moment of truth. We're counting on one another, but I think you understand that our kids and grandkids, the generations yet to be born, are counting on us even more. They don't get a vote but through us. Their only voice is ours in this election, and we cannot be found wanting. What I have to say to you is, for those who are tempted to despair or to succumb to the status quo, not only can we do this, we've done it before against much greater odds. For every woman who now understands that on the 25th of this month, 7 days from today, abortion will be completely outlawed, with no exception for rape and no exception for incest, in a state that has one of, if not the highest maternal mortality rates in the United States of America, 3 times as deadly for black women, because as you shut down every reproductive health care clinic in the state of Texas, you are also foreclosing almost every option in some communities to get a cervical cancer screening, to see a family planning provider, to see a doctor of any kind in the least insured state in America. I just want to say this. We know that no one's going to ride to our rescue. It certainly won't be the United States Supreme Court. It won't, unfortunately, be those Democratic majorities in the Congress, in the Senate right now. It won't be the Department of Justice. But hear me out. 50 years ago, abortion was just as illegal in Texas as it is about to be next week. But no one rode to the rescue of Texas women. Jane Roe, a Texas woman of Roe versus Wade, Sarah Weddington, Linda Coffey. Sarah Weddington from that liberal progressive bastion of Abilene, Texas, argued and persuaded an all-male United States Supreme Court that protection for the right to privacy, to make these very personal and painful decisions without interference from your government, was one that should be enshrined not only in this Constitution, but one that each and every single one of us should count on. If it was the women of Texas who won this protection in 1973, I guarantee you it will be the women of Texas who win this back in 2022. We are going to do this. And when I say we, I mean we, and that means all of us. It will not be the candidate. It will not be the political party. This one can only be won by the people. And I want you to join us. We've got an amazing group of volunteers in yellow vests who will sign you up for a block walk to knock on the doors of those voters who will decide the outcome of this election. The voter suppression and voter intimidation that I was just talking about, it has prevented functionally 7 million of our fellow Texans from voting in the last election in 2020. 7 million, not too lazy, not for any lack of love of our democracy, but because no one ever knocked on their door and invited them in to participate. They're waiting for you right now. We cannot raise enough money to reach them on television or through the mail or on social media. You showing up at their door, human to human, face to face, eyeball to eyeball, is the most profound connection that we can possibly make. And I'm calling on you to join me in this and to join 83,000 other people who've already signed up and said, Beto, give me a clipboard. I want at it. Will you join us? Because we're going to need you in order to win this. The signs so far are pretty good. In the last 4-month period, 500,000 individuals contributed to this campaign, outraising the sitting governor by $3 million in just that one reporting period. We've cut his lead in this race in the latest Quinnipiac poll by 10 points, and we're closing fast every single day. And no matter where we go, whether it was in Lampasas a little bit earlier today, Fredericksburg last night, Big Blue Junction, Texas the day before, folks are showing up because they're called to account for themselves at this moment of truth. They know that they're going to have to face their conscience, their kids, their creator. However you see it, you know that you're accountable for what you do or what you fail to do, what we do or what we fail to do at this defining moment of truth. And I feel better about this every single day, that because you are willing to come out and brave these conditions under this beautiful sky with this thing that you people here in Travis County call rain, which we don't know about in El Paso, I know that we're going to do it, and I know that we're going to do it together. It's the last thing that I want to say. I know that these are literally the darkest of times for far too many of our fellow Texans. With inflation going through the roof, your property taxes have gone up $20 billion on this guy's watch. When he couldn't keep the grid operating and those folks stole $11 billion from us, our utility bills up $45 bucks a month on average. Your phone bills just went up 24%. Folks are having a hard time paying the rent or making the note on the mortgage or feeding their kids. When you're 51st in the nation for mental health care access, we now find ourselves in the situation where our county jails are the largest provider of mental health care services in the 9th largest economy on the planet. Those with untreated schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, clinical depression, literally trying too often to get arrested on purpose to be taken to the one place that they're guaranteed any kind of care at all, even if for a few hours or a couple of days. We have in this state the largest incarcerated population in America, in a country that has the largest incarcerated population of any nation on the planet. Overwhelmingly black and brown there for non-violent drug crimes. Though all Texans of all races and ethnicities, maybe especially here in Travis County, use marijuana at the same rate, disproportionately, it is black and brown Texans who are stopped, who are frisked, who are arrested, who are incarcerated, who upon release have to check a box on every employment application going forward saying that they have a conviction, limiting their options, narrowing their opportunities over the course of their lives. We can do something about this. We can legalize marijuana in the state of Texas. We can expunge the arrest records for everyone who has served time for possession of a substance that's legal in the rest of the country already. And against this darkness and the literal darkness of the grid not having been fixed going into this next winter, we have all of us. And the way I look at it is, though you can be tempted to despair, and I've been there myself, against the odds that we face and the indignity that so many of our fellow Texans endure. The other way to see this is that so few generations are afforded this opportunity to stand up and fight for their state and their country at this moment of truth, when everything that you could possibly care about is on the line, whether it's your bodily autonomy or your kids' right to be able to go to school without fear of being gunned down with a weapon originally designed for use in combat. People just trying to hold on to their homes or stay in the same neighborhood in which they were raised, in which their parents were raised, and now here in Travis County being priced out at this moment. Our very democracy, that thing that those veterans and those civil rights and voting rights marchers, through their own blood and sacrifice and struggle, were willing to expand and to achieve for all of us, all of that right now is on the line. And we find ourselves so lucky that we get the chance to fight for it and to come through. And for our kids, and for our conscience, and for our Creator, and for those history books writing about the people of 2022, the last sentence of that chapter is going to be, and they won the election on the night of November 8th. We are going to do this, and we're going to do it together. Thank you, Pflugerville, for coming out today. Le agradezco. Muchísimas gracias. Y nos vemos la próxima vez. Thank you all so much.
All right, y'all, thank you so much for being here. How about it for my amazing boss? All right, he's gonna stick around and we'll do some photos. We're gonna have some live music from Fun Gus and the Shrooms. The beer is being poured. There's snow cones. It's gonna be fun. So if you want to stick around for a photo, the photos are gonna be where your awesome, You're My Favorite mural is. If you head this way, and you'll head up the wheelchair ramp. Thanks again for coming, y'all. Thank you.